So hey everybody, I wanted to just do a quick little video. Now, like many of us, well, I won't say that. For myself speaking, when I first got a mechanical keyboard, um, which was it was called the Disco. It was a combo made by mechanical keyboards, but actually manufactured or arranged by Ducky. Um, and it was a decent board, and it had the blue switches. That's actually what I picked. Actually, I have that board. I wanted to say I have the board handy, but actually I do. It's actually ready for a project, but it has. These are actually switches. Trying to see what they're marked as. Sorry, I didn't mean to make anyone dizzy. I cannot see what that says. Of course, it's not going to focus on this close. There is writing on there, but it's upside down for one. All right. Let's see if I can read it on one that's not too dirty, or maybe the dirt helps. B. Yeah, that's some tiny writing. I'm sorry, I kind of veered off in direction. Wasn't meaning to, but I'm just kind of interested what is branded on these switches. And it's hard to read even with the, because I mean it's just the raised lettering, and there's some sort of markings like before and after it. And I just, because it's not one I recognize. Wait a minute. E. What does that say? Does nothing. Oh well. Anyway, they're blue switches. They're Clicky. I myself am part of the linear gang. I went Clicky, tactile, linear, and now I'm pretty much linear. There are a few tactiles I don't mind, as long as they're not too loud. But there is one thing, especially lately, one particular company, there's a couple of companies that do this, but one in particular, a lot of people have been buying mystery switches. You can choose an amount, and basically there's no returns. You get, what you pay for. I mean, they're decently priced. But a lot of people have ended up getting some sort of, this is a Kalih Speed Bronze, but they've gotten some Clicky switches. Now, with these, like many other Clickies, you can actually turn these into technically a linear, and I wanted to show you that. Now this is a switch opener, something that I learned. It took a while. There was a little while before I actually learned there was a difference. But you have two different type of switches. Actually, these are both the same. These are called box or Kalih style. So, and these are the. It's funny. I can actually see this one, and this is exactly the way the one. So they're the same one as Xinjiang. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The JINXIAL. I can see it fine on this one because I'm holding it. The other ones, like I said, they're old. They're used. They're actually dirty on the inside. They got at least 4 or 5 years of wear. But these are the box style, and they require this one because they don't have two legs like a lot of other switches do. Those are box style as well. Oops. These box style. No. This box style. I know I have plenty of ones that are not box style, but where is one of them? switches. You can't buy just one. Those are, okay, there we go. So if you guys can see the difference, this is a box style, which has a tab, basically. I don't know if this doesn't want to focus, does it? Right there. Has a tab with two little clips on the inside, but it's just one single piece on either side that goes up, as opposed to just a regular, this is the standard, this came along before, has the two legs on either side. So this side of it's used to open the ones that are the standard two leg cherry, I guess, standard switch. And then for the box or Kalih style switches, you want to use these. So anytime you buy a switch opener, make sure to get one. There are some I've seen that actually have both in one. I don't know about that. I prefer this one that has the two pocket ones. Can be found anywhere from AliExpress to Amazon. Just look around. It easily can be found for under 10 bucks. Or comes with even a kit, a lube kit, which I believe this one came with. So first, you know, like I said, you got a bunch of linear, go back. Do you have a bunch of clicky switches that you would prefer them not to be clicky anymore? Well, if you happen to have Kalih or a couple other brands that actually do the click in a form of a click bar, I believe it's called. First, we open up this switch. Make sure to take it out. We'll just put that to the side. I'm going to take the two constituent parts, primary parts. Well, there's actually more than two, but the top housing, bottom housing, I'm just going to put that back over there. Now, I don't know if you can see, I'll try to get it. There's a third leg drag down here at the bottom. That, in turn, when you press down on the button, we're going to look at the housing. Everything's the same, except then when we get a little bit closer, I have to figure out exactly what spot I can get to, and it's going to focus. We find that by the window, there's this little bar, this spring. Well, look at that. You can, well, it's hard to do it while still in view. Keeping it straight. You can just pull this little spring out. I used the wrong. So now, as you can see, we have the spring. Yeah, I'm not going to bother leaving these, I'm just showing you. And then we go ahead and grab the top housing, make sure that we have it oriented the right way, and we don't. Glad we checked. Obviously, when you put these back, you want to ensure that third leg doesn't count anymore. So the two legs that actually actuate on the spring that make the switch go, you want to make sure that it's in there before you put the housing on. And obviously you want this to cover the side of it that does not have a hole. It's more of a hump to cover where the leaf spring is, and then the other half to be part of the window. Now, always with switches, make sure that they're pressed all the way in and they're in the channels before you press the top housing back on, and make sure you hear a click, especially with these on both sides. With the other ones, all four need to go in. Many times you can get all three and you think it's in, but you just want to press each of the corners, make sure that it's in. So now we've taken it and turned it basically into a tactile switch, which is actually not that bad for being a stock. Actually kind of quiet. So this is a standard clicky, and this is the new linear Kalih Bronze switch. So now I do want to note, because a lot of people are going to go out there and be like, oh, I got a jar of blues, I'm going to make them linears. Oh, sorry about that, I didn't mean to cause a mini earthquake. I got a jar of blues that I want to convert. Well, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to burst your bubble, and we can see why if you open these up. So again, this is a box style switch, so you'd kind of just think that this has the same little bar, right? Alright, again, let's separate the two components, well, the top housing. Then I'm going to take the stem out. You know, I don't have the stem from the other one, but you've seen plenty of stems, I'm sure, if you're watching this video. But that is the stem on most of the cheaper Clickies, I would say. I mean, I'm not a Clicky engineer, so I don't know. Basically, you have this little center, up or down. You don't like it, I'm close to you. Oh, maybe you do. All right, there we go. We're close. So, I guess using, I don't have it handy. So, anyway, I'm gonna hold the stem there. But you see, this is just basically a little loose piece of stem. The legs for basically actuating the spring are here. What you're hearing is as soon as this hits those springs and actuates, you're still pressing down. This stops for a second and hits those springs and then pops back up and meets back up with the stem on its downward stroke. That's where you get that clicking sound from. So instead of the ones that we just took out the bar from the Kalih Speed Bronzes, we're not doing this. It's, even though the effect is close, although you play them side by side, they're actually quite different. Well, not quite different, but they're definitely, the click is a different type of click. It's still a clicky switch. Now these, for sure, you have to make sure that you have them in the channel on the right side. Again, it's a box switch, and you want to just make sure there's two clicks. So just to kind of compare, this is a regular Kalih style. This is the one that has that little extra spring, which, I don't know, it gives it more of a real type of click. Not that I'm sitting here, oh, I love clickies now, but I mean, if you like clicky, that's a true click. Versus the plastic extra floater, I guess you'd call it, that's on the stem. Just doesn't sound as natural. Again, I'm not much for clickies. I prefer them linear. That's why I'm going to go through the rest of this jar and take those out. Then I think these work great as linears. I mean, they're a good switch. I think they're pre-lubed. I didn't really take a close enough look, but they did feel a little slippery. Oh, this one wasn't properly closed. Haha. Glad I checked. And though they're not super quiet, I mean, here, let me take this is a Novel Keys Yellow Dry series. Oh, that's much lighter. Yeah, I forgot what the force is on the Speed Bronze, but it's a little bit heavier, that's for sure. I mean, it's almost a thockier, just slightly. So that was just a quick video. If, like I said, if you have these type of clickies and you want to turn them into linears, it's a quick and easy thing. You can do 100 of them in a few minutes flat while watching an old rerun of your favorite show, like, say, Firefly. I don't know. Anyway, I thought that would be just a cool little thing for you guys to see on the holidays. And, you know, hey, maybe you give yourself, you know, a gift if all of a sudden you're able to use that 100 or 90 or whatever pack of clickies sitting in the corner that actually have that sort of click bar. All right, everybody. Again, happy holidays. This is Bad Mark with Mech Tech. Check it out. Again, if you like budget keyboards, and even if you just are interested, come share your builds over on Reddit, on the subreddit Budget Keebs, Keebs. I think you'll find that we're trying to foster a great community of folks that just come in and can learn about it and can share their knowledge, because no one should be gatekeeping this. So